Hello everyone and welcome on De Papier de Rêve channel. I'm Ursula and today I will be painting with you some wisteria. I really love wisteria and I wish I could own one day, but for now it's not possible because I'm living in an apartment, so I will have to wait for that, but in the meantime I can still paint them and have fun while painting them. Wisteria have such pretty flowers, very delicate and lightweight. They appear to be floating on top of a window or a porch, so I really like them, and they have also really pretty colors to them. So today I'm starting my painting by painting a background. I will use the same technique I'm using quite a lot at this time, a masking technique with gouache. So I'm preparing my background with a lot of violet colors on it. I use lots of water. I try to have a warmer tone of violet at the top and cooler tone of violet at the bottom in order to have something interesting going on this first layer. And I will let this layer dry before applying my masking with gouache. So now my first layer is totally dry and I can paint the flowers with gouache. I'm using white gouache in order to mask all the area where I want flowers on my painting. And I'm just using my brush to make the flower. I'm using the shape of the brush to make the shape of the petal of the flowers. I'm trying to make a tiny little petal at the bottom where the flowers are not blooming at the moment. And as I go higher in the branch of flower, I will be a little bit bigger with my brush work so that you can see that the petals are blooming and the flowers are a little bit bigger. I even try to make some marks with the pipette from my opaque white, but it's not working because the shape I get is a little bit too much the same, and I much prefer working with a brush so that I can tweak the shape as I want. And again, I let this layer dry thoroughly, especially if you are working with a thick layer of gouache. It's better to wait a lot so that the gouache is completely dry. And then I can add my layer of acrylic ink on top of the gouache. I use acrylic because it's waterproof once dry. So it will not budge in any way when I will remove the gouache. As I use a thick coat of gouache, I can be a little bit messy with the ink, and I'm reactivating a little bit of the gouache from the layer beneath it, and you can see it because there is a white flow in my dark color, but that's totally okay. There is enough gouache to protect my paper, and it will still be pretty much masked. And in order to have some interest in this layer, I try to keep the color quite light at the top and dark at the bottom. And I'm also using a little bit of granulating medium so that there is something going on in this darker area of my page. And once I'm happy with this layer, I will let it dry thoroughly before removing the gouache. And while it's drying, I will talk you through my supplies. For the brushes, I'm using an Escoda Último 1 inch, a flat brush, and an Escoda Último number 8 rigger. For the colors, I'm using Ultramarine blue, Viridian, Rose Madder Lake, Lavender, Ultramarine Violet, Cobalt Violet, Acrylic ink in muted grey, some white gouache, opaque white, and a granulation medium. And my paper is from Arches in hot pressed. I wasn't able to film this step, but just before this layer of details, I remove the white gouache under the sink. I wet my paper entirely and rub my finger where the gouache is in order to reactivate it and remove it. It can be quite frightening to wash your entire work under the sink, but it's not that fragile. If you have worked with acrylic ink, the ink will not move at all, and you will have some crispy lines around your masking with gouache. So it's a very interesting technique. And even if you are not using acrylic ink but watercolor, just after the masking step, your watercolor will budge a little bit. The edges will be a little bit smoother, but the color will still be there, and there will be no problem at all. And if you want to see how I remove the white gouache under the sink, I've made a video about it a few days ago, and I will link it in the right top corner so that you can see it. So in this last step, it's just all about details and adding depth to this painting, just because as I removed all the gouache from my masking layer, all the flowers are looking quite flat, and I need to make them a little bit more in shape and with a little bit of depth. And for that, I'm painting around them with darker color to make them pop a little bit more. But I will also paint the flowers themselves with a lighter color in order to give them a little bit of shape and 3D effect. And for the colors, I'm using the same mixture as in my first layer with some cobalt violet mostly, but I'm adding Rose Madder Lake to the mix in order to make the violet a little bit warmer, and sometimes I'm adding Ultramarine blue to make the color a little bit deeper and darker. And as you can see, I've used quite the same color everywhere. Everything is in violet tone, and there is no contrast of color here. I could have added some yellows or orange to this painting to make this contrast of color, but I really prefer to keep things quite low on the side of colors, just because I want a magical feeling to this scene, and I do not want too harsh contrast of color here. The only color I've added that is not violet in this painting is some Viridian, just to add a tiny hint of green, just because wisteria flowers are blooming before making leaves, so there is no really leaves when they are blooming, but I just wanted to add this tiny idea of nature and greeneries, but really in a tiny way. And even though my palette of color is quite monochromatic, there is a lot of things going on this painting, so that it's quite nice to keep the color quite low, because there is a lot of shapes, there is a lot of darkness and lightness, and I think that's enough for this painting, and the colors are just fine as they are. It was a really fun painting to paint, because mostly I love this technique of masking. I think it's a really great technique, very easy to use, and it's quite impressive at the end, even it's there is no real hard technique here. And I really love painting like that. I feel really free when I paint like that, so I'm really happy with it. And this video is now ending. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like it. Please check the blog post for more information about this painting, and tell me what you think in the comment. See you soon.